beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Enlightened Path. Today's episode is a very juicy one. I was really excited to talk about today's topic. It's a little bit spiritual, but also it's mathematics. So let's just jump right in and start talking about it. Now, what if I told you that your date of birth isn't just some random day? Nope. No. This day in particular, this day holds the key. It holds the key to so many things. It holds the key to your soul purpose. It holds the key to your unique strengths, and even the patterns that you keep repeating. It's embedded in those days. Now that right there, what I just talked about, is the power of numerology. Now today's topic is about your life path. So everyone that was born into this incarnation has a life path. Life path meaning this is some of the things that you come here, some of the lessons that you come here to learn. These are some of the skills that you will have to help you to navigate these lessons, etc., etc. I can't wait to get into it because you'll see exactly what I'm gonna be touching on. And when you think of your life path number, you're thinking of the thing that has the blueprint to your soul. So let's take a deep breath, get cozy, and let's talk about it. Right? So before we go straight into your life path number, now the life path is an aspect of numerology, and let's talk a little bit about where numerology came from, because of course you're going to want to know if this is something new to you. People are already onto this. They're in a space whereby they're seeing certain things are not making sense. They're digging and they're finding so many truths to help them to live a more fulfilling life, and numerology is just one of them. So numerology is like an ancient science of numbers, and this traces back to Pythagoras, for those who knows about mathematics, etc. And it has some concepts linked to the Egyptian mysticism. And basically what it speaks about is that every number carries a vibration, every single number. So based on the number that you have that is associated with your date of birth, which is the day, the month, and the year, it carries a particular vibration, and you will see what I'm talking about. It's kind of like an energy signature. And if you think of everything, right, the universe, your life, your soul, it all has a rhythm. Like everybody has their own unique rhythm, their own unique pattern, and their own unique orders. It basically allows us to see that all numbers carry vibration. Now in numerology, it speaks about all numbers are from 1 to 9, because what we will find is that there are numbers in numerology, specifically life path, that is classified as master numbers. So master numbers are two-digit numbers that are the same, like 11, 22, and 33. Now those numbers has their own vibration that goes with them, and as a result, those numbers are not broken down at all. It just remains that way. So if when you calculate your life path number and you stand at 11, it is 11. You don't break it down to 2. Or if you're 22, you leave it at 22. You don't break it down to 4, because remember, these numbers are not broken down. All other numbers goes down to a single digit. I'm also going to have a link in the description where you can just put in your number and you can have that life path calculated for you with a read up as well. And when we think of the number 9, I'm just digressing a little bit here, but it's kind of like on the same topic. When we think of the number 9, what is known in numerology is that 9 is a number of completion. And because 9 is a number of completion, any number that multiplies by 9 adds back to 9. Yeah. 9 by 2 gives you 18, right? 9 2 is 18, because 1 plus 8 gives you back 9, right? 9 threes is 27. 2 plus 7 give you back 9. Any number, and you can pause this video right now if you think I'm shitting you, and you can do the calculations for yourself. I'll wait. I'll be right here. Pause the video. Any number multiplied by 9, because in numerology, all numbers, it was done a long time ago, right? But it can help us, right? We're just going to use a tool to help us. Now, back to the topic at hand. Now, numerology, what numerology does is pretty much to decode patterns, and what we found in numerology is that your life path number is the most important number. Your life path. Anybody who digs into numerology knows that your life path number. And when I say date of birth, please don't mix it up with astrology. It is not that. It is numerology. And we're talking today again about life path. And life path, pretty much, that is your core, at your base, who you are. There's going to be other things about who you are, but at your core, this is you. When you find out your life path number, it's like your soul's GPS, you know. It won't really tell you every turn where it has to go, but it will kind of give you a nice little general direction as to what is it you should be doing. And guys, let me tell you, when I first stumbled across life path, I can't even tell you, it was such a weird experience, but it was at the time when I was learning things that I was never taught growing up. I wanted to know more, and I started to dig for spiritual truths. And to be honest, I was asleep. I was sleeping, and when I just woke up out of my sleep, went into the kitchen. I was gonna prepare food, and I went into the kitchen and I just go on YouTube and I typed in life path. I don't know why or how I did it, but it just came to me. And when I stumbled across it, it was the realest thing I've ever seen in a long time. Because when I was able to calculate like my life path, and I looked at everything that they said about who I am. This was me at my core. And I was like, what? I did my kids' life path, and I was doing everybody else's life path. And everybody who knows me knows that, who's close to me knows that they know their life path number, because I kind of was like, this is your life path number. Could you check it out? That is how I was. I was doing everybody, and a lot of it was making sense. So some persons, it wasn't matching to a T. And that can happen when you haven't stepped into who you are or who you are meant to be and stuff like that. So once you are who you were created to be in this lifetime, it means therefore you will exhibit majority of the qualities of your life path. But like I said, I'm going to put a link, but just in case that you want to know how the link, how it would be calculated, it pretty much would calculate your numbers based on, let me just give you an example. I think I would be able to explain it much better in that way. So an example is like, let's just say you're born December 14, 1990. So all these numbers, you break it down to a single digit. So if you're born in December is 12. So 1 plus 2 is 3. And so you have 3, and then you're adding 3 to the day that you were born is the 14th. So 1 plus 4 is 5. So you now have 3 plus 5. And the year, now you're breaking that down to a single digit as well. So 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 9 is 19. And from that 19, 1 and 9 give you 10. So you have back 1, because you don't count 0. 0 is nothing, right? And remember, I mentioned earlier about the master numbers. The master numbers are 11. If you get a life path 11, it's not broken down. If you get a life path 22, you leave it as it is. These are master numbers. So if you want, you can pause the video right now and you can go and calculate your life path number, so that when I reach your number, you know what I'm talking about, and you're now in a position to see if it makes sense. So Let me start with the life path number 1. So if you add up all of your digits and you get down to a life path number 1, life path number 1 is a leader. Anybody who has this life path is definitely for leadership. They tend to set the trend in their workplaces, in their communities. A lot of these individuals are heavy at the top of leadership as well. This is who they are. They're very, very independent. They're so independent. They've rarely asked for help. They're very, very bold, and they have like a pioneering spirit. Like they're going to be at the front leading the pack. Now, the mission of the life path 1 is to inspire others. But in inspiring others, what happens? People tend to follow you blindly, and that tends to play with your ego. So you want to not be too much of yourself if people are following you and people are looking to you for support, because you are a born leader and you're meant to inspire others. Now, each life path has a shadow side, like we would say, like the dark side. Now, this life path, because imagine someone who's so independent, so bold, so fierce, doesn't want help, they're gonna tend to be lonely sometimes. So they would be, a lot of times they would be to themselves. They say it's lonely at the top. Yes, this life path tends to exhibit a lot of loneliness. So you gotta watch out for that if you're a life path 1. Let's go to life path 2. Life path 2, what I found is the most peaceful people. Life path 2 are the peacemakers. They're very diplomatic. Mind you, they're very diplomatic in their approach to situations. So even the number 2 of itself has some harmony principles that are there. They also have a nurturing side, just like life path 6, like what we're talking about. They like to look out for people. Now, their mission, if you're life path 2, your mission is to harmonize people, is to bring people together. But there is an aspect that the life path 2 needs to work on, and that is indecision. They tend to be very, very, very much indecisive. Somehow or the other, they tend to have issues. They spend so long because, these are the people that want to ensure that everybody else is pleased and everybody is good. So they might find a little challenge with making a decision. They might want to go through every little cracks and crevices just to make sure that all is well. Now, the life path 3. Now, life path 3 is the creative one. These persons are very, very, very expressive. They're very, very good with language. They know to communicate their needs and so on well. They're charismatic and so on. Now, this life path of itself is to inspire as well, just like the life path 1. This life path is to inspire people using creativity, right? Using creativity, which is the more of the right side of the brain, in comparison to the life path 1 that is driven and is good in corporate. They are inspiring from the left brain, which is the logical aspect of the brain. Now, the life path 3 is very creative. They're good with they're very artistic. They might be able to sing, dance, might be able to do fashion designing, these type of things. But there is a thing with this life path. The energy is a bit scattered. So you have to be careful with that if you're a life path 3, because sometimes you might want to create too many things at the same time. So because there's so many ideas that are coming to you. So you might want to be in a position where you say, hold on, I'm going to hose down. Let me focus on this one thing. Life path 4. Now, life path 4, if you think about the number 4 of itself, the number 4 is a very stable number. Yeah? It's a very, very stable number. If you think of stability, we can count on the number 4 for that stability. Because if you think of a table, there are 4 legs to a table, there's 4 legs to a chair, there are 4 columns to a house. For everything to be balanced, it needs that 4. That is what a life path is. Life path 4 is the builder. They're down to earth. They're very, very practical. And let me tell you something. The life path 4, you can depend on them. Their words are everything. If they tell you they're going to do something, they're going to do it. When I say down to earth, down to earth. These are the people who come into this lifetime to build. They're going to build from the ground up. If you have a life path 4 as a partner, and you can check your partner as well just to see how this line up and let me know. So if you have a life path 4 as a partner, that person is going to be super, super, super supportive of all of your dreams and your goals. That is just their nature and who they are. Now, the shadow side of the life path 4 is rigidity. They are rigid. Right? Rigid in the mindset, rigid in their thinking, rigid in every aspect. They like things a particular way. If they like order, then they have to get that order, right? Because that is how they know to build. They know to build from understanding the system and working the system and realizing that there has to be structure first before they can build anything. So they don't mind building, right? That is what they're here for. The life path 5. Now, the life path 5 is known as the freedom seeker. They're freedom. If you are a life path 5, all the life path 5s that I have met, they are exactly like what I'm explaining to you. Adventurous. They like to speak their mind. They like to have that freedom in the workplace. They hardly would find themselves at the somebody at a level where somebody is talking down to them. They don't feel good at all. They love freedom. Now, it also has a chaotic side to it as well for the life path 5, because they don't really like the normal way of how the world operates. They like to do it their way. They like to travel. They like to have multiple experiences, whether it's with food, whether it is with perfume, whether it is with multiple partners. They are here to fully explore. Now, there is a shadow side to the life path 5. The life path 5 has commitment issues. Right? So they find it challenging to commit. They have a diverse taste because they've explored so many things. And to commit to somebody, not just a person, but to commit to anything like a job. What else? Like to a project. They get bored really fast as well. So that is the life path 5. The life path 6. Life path 6 is the nurturer. If you look at how the number 6 presents itself, it looks like a little belly, like a pregnant woman. It's such a loving and healing life path, to tell you the truth. Now, life path 6 mission here is to serve. And the shadow side of that life path is overgiving. They give too much. They give too much. They love with their whole hearts, but they give too much. There is such a thing as overgiving, and that is the life path 6. Now, you have got to learn to balance that, because what you can find, and all of these things really line up, because if you look at a lot of people who are born in the month of June, and so on, they have similar tendencies. So you would find that everything adds up. All the numbers has meaning and energy towards it. So they got to be careful with this aspect of themselves, So yeah, I really love the life path 7. I know a few people who are the life path 7, but a lot of pastors and pandit, people who are drawn to spirituality, naturally are life path 7. Whether you're in whatever religion, it doesn't matter. But anything spiritual, these people are so wise, right? They're so wise. They're so intelligent as well. The life path 7 and is an intelligence that comes not from haughtiness, but it's an intelligence that comes from wisdom. And for the life path 7, their mission here is to awaken others. awaken others to whatever they believe as the truth. It's to help others to see that light. That is the life path 7. And the shadow side of that life path 7 is isolation. They're quick to go into isolation if something doesn't fit right, but life sometimes is not always about that. They're ready to take themselves away from a situation. Sometimes you have to work through things so that you can discover other aspects of yourself. Let's talk about the life path 8. The life path 8 is pretty much what I would call the powerhouse. Life path 8 is all about money. They're so ambitious, and they're very, 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 very strategic. These are the people who are drawn to politics and businesses and stuff like that. Now, they are here. They are here to master success. These are the people who are very, very successful in our community. You would find that they're either life path 8, or they born on the number 8. Now, the issue with this life path number is control. That is the shadow side. They always want control over the situation. Nobody else can be in control. They just want to dominate everything. Life path 9. So we're coming on to the close, because remember, all the life paths are from 1 to 9. So life path 9. Life path 9 has this aspect of the humanitarian, right? They have so much wisdom, but at the same time, they're compassionate. And they know how to decipher. They know well, like they have this intuitive side to them that helps them to decipher, like where to go, how to go, when to go. Like that is a natural thing. While some of us, like myself, had to really spend time fine-tuning the intuition to know what's the guidance that is coming through. The life path 9 naturally has that within them. Now, their mission is to serve humanity. There's something that they have to do that involves people, bringing people together. They have to work with people in a humanitarian way. Now, the shadow side of this life path is resentment. Sorry, but yeah. They are quick to feel resentment even when they don't have the fullness of the situation, because they're so loving, they're so giving, they want to do so much for the people around them. And if they find like that is not reciprocated in any way, they would just full-blown resent them. And remember, I spoke about the master numbers. I'm going to touch on it quickly. Master number 11. Now, master number 11 is like the one, but it's not just a leader, but this is a visionary leader. This person can do a lot of healing work. They can help people. They can listen. These people can be counselors, they can be coaches, they can be teachers and stuff. They will do well in these areas. And the shadow side is emotionally overwhelmed. They get overstimulated because they feel so much. They're so intuitive that they feel a lot. But these are the people that come to help to make a shift in this world. Now, the master number 22 is the master builder. Remember, we talk about 4. So 2 and 2 gives 4, but it's not just the builder, it's the master builder. These people are also visionary as well, and they're very practical. So remember, I spoke about the four being a little bit rigid. Well, the 22, the problem with the 22 is that they have this perfectionist in that rigidity that comes with the 4, comes with the 22, but it's more of a perfectionism type of mindset. And the master number 33. Now, this is very rare, right? But this person is the master teacher. Remember, I spoke about the number 3 and the energy that comes with the 3. It's very charismatic energy that is easy to communicate. So imagine it's 33. It's the 3 the energy of the tree 2 times. So this person is a master teacher, and they have a divine compassionate aspect to them. So because they have this beautiful quality, people are drawn to them easily, and as a result, that can create so much exhaustion. I hope you would have identified your life path number, and you should definitely let me know which life path are you, and if what I'm saying really resonates with you. It has worked for a lot of people, but it didn't work for everyone. So just let me know if that works for you. Now, after saying all of that, let me tell you how to use this wisdom. This is not just an additional thing to carry around in your brain. Knowing your life path is just the beginning, because to me that's what it was. It's just the beginning. It's like, okay, yeah, you're like this, and then what? Right? So you have to be mindful of the shadow aspect. You have to look for it. You have to, because some people say, it's just how I stay. This how I stay. That's not how you stay. You may have that negative quality to you, but it's not something for you to hold on to. It is there for you to work. Real work begins when you understand that you have to do the work. Now, knowing your life path also helps you to reflect on your challenges and embrace your gift. Now, what are my challenges? It helps you to see where your challenges are, because if you notice, I spoke about the beautiful things, and I also spoke about the shadow side. And like I mentioned before, use your number in a relationship. Know your partner's life path number. Know some of the challenges that they're facing. And know it's not really intentional. This is just the blueprint that they have, and that is something that they will eventually work through, providing that they are willing to do the work. And remember, guys, you're not your wounds. You are on a mission, right? And I want to let you know something as well. Your life path number is not a box. It is not all encompassing. It's just a map. And let's say you're the traveler. If you love this episode, share it, rate it, and tag me with your life path number. You can even inbox me. I feel people are more comfortable inboxing me privately to say something about the show. You can do so as well. It's fine. And next week we're diving into universal laws. Let me tell you something. If you like this episode, you're gonna love what's coming next, because you are gonna learn the principles, the 7 hermetic principles. I'm telling you, I love it, and you will absolutely love it. So take care for now. Thank you for staying on your lightning path. I love you guys so much. See you next week.